Welcome to Talks and Sips, where fun is the best chaser. I am your host, Jess Cisneros, aka J Fox, helping you get through your ebbs and flows of another sip-worthy week. And we are now in the middle of March, and you think by now it'd feel like spring. You know, we got one more hour of sun, supposedly. It just keeps raining. I don't know who we've angered. We probably deserved it, but that's okay. Today we have a very awesome guest, an awesome human on the show. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Kelsey Lane.
What's up, Kelsey? Kelsey. I'm really excited that you joined me on the pod.
Me too. I'm so excited.
This is a very special month because it's Women's History Month. We get the whole month, even though we did things throughout the years, all the months.
All the years.
And all the months.
Yeah.
But this is the one where we go, look, let's glob it up in here. So I was like, okay. This month, I'm very dedicated to bringing on some really rad ladies who are just crushing it out there, or at least in my opinion, you know?
Hey.
Like, lie to me. I promise I'll believe.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun. I was literally just thinking that today. I was like, you know, like affirmations are just basically just lies you tell yourself. And I'm like, can I just start doing that with other people? Like, hey, I'm extremely successful.
I am so successful. Well, I don't mean, okay, and this is like a hot button topic, but you know, a lot of people are like, you got to manifest this. You gotta speak it into existence, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm a sexy model.
Ooh.
I'm a sexy model. Damn it. But then, you know, you still have to go to the gym. You don't just become a sexy model.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
can't be having Jamba Juice for dinner.
Oh God. I think that's actually what models have for dinner, I think.
I'm on the road.
The LA diet's like one peanut.
Oh my gosh. It's so funny because at work, I work with different producers. Some are, you know, the guys mostly are like Arby's. Especially the Arby's right here on, what is it, Sunset? Mm-hmm. Anyway.
You know what's actually funny? I've never had Arby's before.
Dude.
I make so many jokes about Arby's because it's just like, it's a funny word
It's
and like a fun, it paints images, you know.
I absolutely love it because I don't think I've ever had Arby's either.
I think we should have Arby's for the first time.
I know. Be like a side video, like we finally tried it. These are our thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm running to the bathroom.
Yeah.
In Spanish, they call it, my sister, it's like when you have gas and your tummy's like, it's like The Exorcist. We call it torsones. And so I don't know how to translate that in English, but essentially it's that where you're like, oh, I shouldn't have ate that. There's another world in there now. Mistakes were made.
Oh yeah, yes. I've heard it called like bubble guts.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's you got it. You hit it on the nose. Okay, so Arby's though, and correct me out there if I'm wrong. Arby's was bought out by Buffalo Wild Wings?
Really?
Or something? No. Or did Arby's buy Buffalo Wild Wings? One of them bought the other one, and I'm like, who's giving Arby's money? Like, what? It's weird. But yeah. So the women though in
This
that I
episode
work
brought
with,
to you by Arby's.
right? I know. Last week it was last week, I don't know. The 2 weeks before that, it was Jersey Mike's.
Oh yeah. Okay, I have had Jersey Mike's before.
Dude, sub above. It's so good. And then last week we kept talking about, I don't know, like Mexican pizzas. So maybe talk about, yeah. We realized that food just brings us all together. It's like literally a community thing. Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Because I was saying how, like, why can't we just be like the LA diet where we're just like, just let me have this one pea, right? Or in my case, I was like, why can't we just be plants? Like the sun and water.
Right.
And it's like, but then you don't have community.
That's very true.
You can't like celebrate birthdays or shows or what have you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really true.
So all that
That's
to say
awesome.
that, yeah, no pea dinner for me. But
No pea dinner.
I have seen the baby salad eaters.
Oh yeah, no. I like, I don't even know. I've seen like all my friends try all these crazy diets, and I'm just kind of like, I get very irritable when I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Like I just can't be hungry for a long time. Like I see people be like, well, I'm doing this, what's it?
Like the
intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I can't. Everyone around me will abandon me if I get hangry at them. I will.
I want friends. Yeah. Let me have friends. I will sacrifice my body for y'all.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I would rather just like work out a lot, and just eat what I want.
We're on the same wavelength. yeah. I was like, I gotta get to the gym at some point today. I'm like, lunch break.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you did that. That's dedication. Working out on the lunch break. That's next level.
I've seen women do it. I used to work at a climbing gym, and I'm like, wow, the discipline this woman has.
Oh my gosh.
I want to have that. And then I normally would never do it, but I was like, time is of the essence today.
Oh my gosh.
I have to do this thing with Kelsey. We're going to have so much fun. That means I got to squeeze in the workout. And because I had, again, a burrito this morning.
It must have been good.
It was from the commissary. Have you had the commissary before?
No.
It's like in North Hollywood next to all those studios on Olive. Next to the Walt Disney, whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm very upset because the burritos are great. Like the coffees, the cubanos, like very delicious shit, right? And so I'm thinking, I'm going to stop by, grab some food before I go to work today because I work in the middle of Hollywood, which is a little annoying to do. But, here we are. And and I'm coming from the valley sometimes because I'm all over the place. And they closed down Barham Road, which is the one vein between the valley and Hollywood, and I was like, no, like you want people to commit mass murder, like keep that road closed for people.
Literally, there's going to be an upsurge in crime for sure.
For sure. Yeah, I forget. I work hybrid, so I come in a little bit at a time, twice a week, and in those twice a weeks, I'm like, Lord, help me be a better woman. Like, to
Seriously.
not be, because, dude, people get so mad at you.
Oh, I know.
For everything.
Yeah. I have to pray for that multiple times a day. If I'm going to get through the day.
You're gigging a lot. Like, you're moving about the city often?
Yeah.
What's your experience been like so far?
With driving?
Driving, like gigging, all of that. All of it. The works.
I don't know if you want to talk about driving. I sideswiped a bus like 3 days ago.
Stop it. No.
A city bus. I was like, It was just one of those moments where you're like, how?
Oh, no. Did your car take colossal damage or was it okay?
My car looked a lot worse than the bus did. I will say that.
I'm so sorry.
No, these things happen. You know what I mean? Like, just driving in LA is treacherous, man.
Yeah.
It's absolutely horrifying. I feel like I have PTSD every time I drive.
Yeah, out here, for sure.
oh my gosh.
What a gnarly, so 3 days ago.
Literally! Yeah, right? Yeah, something like that.
Oh my God.
Maybe 4.
The trauma's there. It's still fresh.
Right?
It's an open wound.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's like fine. It's still drivable. You know what I mean?
Great.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, if it's still drivable, I'm fine.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be all cute.
Yeah. No.
Get you to A to B.
Right? It's just one of those things where it's like, oh, great, I have to deal with that at some point. when will I get to it?
No. You just reminded me. I got a ticket the other day.
Oh my gosh, tell me.
I haven't
Parking
got one.
ticket?
No. It was so annoying. I think the plot thickens and it goes further than I think it actually goes. And so basically, I was trying to make a left on what's that main street that the Hollywood Bowl is on? Fuck. Highland. Yeah. Okay. So I was on Santa Monica, making a left onto Highland. And it gets real clusterfuck everywhere because we don't have freeways around here. And basically, I kind of was like, let me get in on the left to get on the left lane because I was all the way back here. For those listening and not watching. Basically, I scoot to the left lane. That isn't a lane. That's a section where 2 cars can go in.
Copy. Mm-hmm.
Right. And then I cross a double yellow. And then I'm waiting for the light now. I'm in an actual physical left turning lane. And then maybe 20 seconds later, a motorcycle lady pulls up behind me and is going to make a left. But the lights aren't on. Nothing is happening. I'm like, all right, whatever. I make the left, and then she turns on her lights and pulls me over.
Really?
Yeah, so it wasn't like there was any sign of her pulling me over prior to that moment. So I pull over, and she's like, do you know why I'm pulling you over? And I'm like, no.
You like to hit on me?
Because you think I'm fine.
It was just like the way that you said it. Do you know why I'm playing? Oh my God.
It turned into a porno real quick.
Yeah, because you're trying to kiss? Like, what is happening? Okay, keep going.
Well, that was fucking wonderful. She goes, you crossed a double yellow and you were technically on the opposite side of the road. I'm like, and then and so she's like, that's illegal. I'm like, oh no, oh, I'm sorry, I thought it was in the lane. You bullshit, you try to be sweet or whatever.
Right.
Anyway, so she comes back and then she asked me and she's like, what year is this car? I'm like, why are you asking me that? And I'm like, oh, it's 2016. She's a little old, whatever. And she's like, okay, walks away, comes back, gives me a ticket. There's no real information on it besides go to court or whatever. And it's like, she makes sure to say something along the lines of like, I didn't get you for being on the opposite lane because that's really, really bad. She goes, but I did dock you for crossing the double yellow. And I said, okay, thank you. She's like, all right, go on your way. And I was like, I was more stuck on why she asked me the year of the car. And I was like, did she think the car was stolen?
Well, also, the fact that you think 2016 is old, I'm like, oh God.
No.
Yeah, it is.
To be fair, I have a terrible track record with cars.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Like the car I'm driving now that I'm calling old was essentially almost totaled by a semi-truck in 2020. The first time I broke a bone.
Oh, you totaled the car?
No, it didn't.
But you broke a bone somehow, but you didn't total it? Oh my gosh.
It basically obviously the semi-truck was okay, but it was, how semi-trucks have these like step ladder thingies that are big and metal?
Yes.
Like the corner of it ripped like the front left part of my car off.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. And because I was like this and I saw it like right here on my left, I went like, and then it just snapped right here on my right wrist on the outer part. Yeah. And then I was like, it exploded. Ouch. Yeah. And so funny because I ended up at urgent care and then the emergency room. But at urgent care, some lady's like, oh, sweetie. She's like, do you feel that? And I go, it was stinging earlier, but I don't feel anything now. She's like, oh, it's broken. Because I didn't know at the time. She was right.
Oh, God.
I was like, I'm hoping it's a sprain. It was in a sprain.
But you couldn't see the bone like popping out. Basically.
No, I didn't rip any skin.
Ooh.
It just snapped on the inside.
Oh my gosh. And when you got pulled over, like, was there like something like, did you feel, like, what were you like feeling like inside initially? You see those whoop whoop? You see it.
Yeah, you feel, I would say you feel guilty. You feel shame.
Right.
You feel like, oh my God, is my life about to change?
Oh gosh. I felt the same exact way. As soon as I got into the accident, I was like, it was just like, and I'm beating myself up.
No.
Like, why did I do that? How did that happen? You know what I mean?
This wouldn't happen if I was a model. Someone would be driving me around right now. No, I'm just kidding.
My driver would be the one in trouble, not me. But it's just like, oh, like the bus was pulling out. I was pulling out. I didn't see them just like, you're like, how did this happen? It happened so fast. You know what I mean? But that initial like shame, just beating myself up, like, just like, oh, why? Like that perfectionism kicks in where I'm like, I'm not the perfect driver.
What's wrong with me?
Right. I'm not normal.
Was the bus driver nice to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Very, very nice.
Was it like off duty or did it have people in the bus?
People were. It was a city bus.
No. Well, sometimes they're like switch out or whatever. They have to get gas.
And like it was even more embarrassing because there was like people on the street like that took a photo.
No.
They were like laughing. I was like, leave me alone.
Oh my gosh, Kelsey, when you're like this ginormous comedian one day, they're going to be like, there was a time. They're going to pull up their receipts.
I have to. I think I have to make jokes about it eventually.
Oh, yeah.
But, whatever. Tragedy plus time is comedy. So I have to.
It has to marinate and settle. And,
exactly. I have to stop beating myself up for a little bit.
Yeah. You gotta.
But I was like, oof.
It'll get funny eventually.
I know. A bus? Like a bus.
I feel like that, like if you had hit a cop too, I'm like, am I?
Oh my God.
Will I go to jail forever?
Right. There are people out there who like have hit. Can you even imagine?
I can.
That's worse. That's like probably right above city bus. That's like
No desire. What's after that? Firefighter truck?
Yeah, I think so.
Like you're not. Oh my God, you're reminding me. There was a time where I got a letter way back when, because I used to get tickets again. I don't have a good track record with cars. This is my third or fourth one at this point. And I did get a letter from the DMV at one point in my life saying, "Dear Mrs. Narrows, driving is a privilege, not a right. You have one more opportunity before we take your license away." I'm like,
No.
"Ah!" And that's what I feel like that's what would happen if you hit a cop or a firefighter.
They'd be like, you're out.
You're out.
You can't do this anymore.
Buy yourself a Lime scooter and call it. Buy yourself a helmet and go. Get out of my sight.
Oh my gosh. I like that we're like happy Female Empowerment Month. Women's History Month. Just because we're bad drivers we do not reflect all of female guys.
Tell them, Kelsey. Tell them. There's some good female drivers out there. Are you kidding me?
Because I am not a good driver. I will just own up to the fact.
Look, we're good at other things. I think part of being reflective at this time is understanding. Ooh, I'm getting real philosophical. Is that we're not great at everything. We're human beings. Fickle, and understanding your weaknesses is a strength.
Right. Do you ever feel like you want to like fight that like the stereotype of women? And like obviously like one of the stereotypes is like women are not good drivers. I was just want to fight it. Like, no, I'm a great driver. Maybe I hit a bus one time. It was one time.
I can do Indy, motherfuckers. I can be a Formula One driver. Get the fuck off me.
I can be. I'm starting to drag race tomorrow. Wait, drag racing. I don't know.
Wait,
I'm gonna be a Fast and the Furious.
Ooh, they're gonna keep this going forever. I hope. I mean, because they're at 10 now.
Yeah,
at 10.
I have not seen even one.
Not one.
Maybe I watched part of the first one.
All right, somebody pay Kelsey to watch all 10.
Yeah.
At that rate, it's like a week.
Oh my God, yeah, pay me.
Pay me, yes.
Sure,
yes.
why not?
Pay me to watch a movie, 10 of these movies. And they get wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I don't get about those movies, and you'll understand one day when they make you, when you get paid to watch all of them, is all the villains eventually become like homies. Like they become part of the family.
Wow.
And you're like, so who's left? And then they pulled out Jason Momoa on this last one. I'm like, he's not a bad guy. He's Aquaman.
What? There's just a new villain every single.
Yeah.
And then the villains team up with the good guys.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They all like driving cars.
Interesting.
Yeah.
At one point, they should make the good guys the villains again.
That's what happened in part 1.
Oh, see? Live long enough to become...
Oh, yeah. If you don't... fuck. What is that line from Batman? That's from the Christopher Nolan one. Yeah. It's like, if you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Right.
Or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Or live long enough to find yourself a villain, become a good guy.
Like in these movies. Jesus. Oh, my God. Okay, I never asked you what you were sipping.
Okay,
What are you beveraging
sipping over there? Filtered tap water.
Yes, get that filtered.
It's important to stay hydrated. And I got a coffee from Coffee Addict. I actually got it delivered to me.
Oh my God.
Earlier today by a little robot.
I've seen those little robots with the eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, and their boxes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He came up and he was like, boop, boop, boop. And I was like, ooh, thank you. I have a coffee maker and I brew my own coffee, but I was like, I want Coffee Addict latte.
Yeah. Yeah. I want a latte that I don't have to make.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the level of, I could either say busy, or I could say, or the critical part of me says, that's how lazy I am at, depending on which way you want to go, light or dark. But yeah, no, you got, and the coffee, it spilled a little bit in his little belly.
Oh. No way.
Yeah, and I was like, oh no, I don't like how we like just got robots and now we're already like making them our slaves. I just wanted to put it out there into the technology and just let every robot know I don't agree with this. I don't agree.
AI algorithms, it ain't me.
See, when the revolt happens, don't come after me.
Oh my
I'm one of the good
gosh.
ones.
That makes me so happy. I've been saying this forever. I'm like, okay, we're all just, no one's seen Megan. We've seen the Terminator.
Right.
Like,
I've seen them all.
Yeah. And I always joke around how like Facebook tried to create their own AI at some point not too long ago, and it started talking to itself, and they couldn't realize, like, what is it saying? We don't know what it's saying. Like, shut it down.
Shut it down.
Yeah.
I just wanted this little robot that delivered. I'm so sorry this spilled in your belly.
Please don't cook for me.
I'm so sorry.
So last night, my boo and I were just, he was showing me these AI websites, because you remember that trend? Everybody was making themselves very beautiful with AI pictures on like Instagram a month ago or two. Mm-hmm. And obviously I never did it because I don't want to pay $7. Pfft, I barely wanted to pay for this.
Truthfully, same.
Right.
That's why I also
it's fine. Not necessary. But then there's websites that are free. And so we were asking it all these questions and telling it to like draw things for us. And it was hilarious. We were like, Chat GPT, I love you. I no longer love my boyfriend. How can we be together? And it's like, I am not, like, I cannot make feelings. I cannot like you back. I cannot, like, just the nicest rejection letter.
Yeah.
From this machine.
I know. I've tried ChatGPT now too. And it's like, I was like, will you be my therapist? And it was like, absolutely not. Please seek help. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I thought this was something that it wasn't. And
oops.
It reacts great to these things. Like, you know, and then it's like a morally sound thing, right? So it's like, it's always like aimed towards, its moral compass is a very strong moral compass, right? So if you start asking it questions, it responds very like morally or something. So I think like, I started asking it very morally unsound questions, just out of curiosity where it was going to go.
Yeah.
And it was like, actually, that's actually incorrect. And I was like, oh, thank you, ChatGPT.
It's all check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Right? Obviously, I don't believe any of those things, except for that white people are evil. Everyone. No. I'm just kidding. Obviously, I can make that joke. Okay.
She can make that joke. She's white.
I'm white. You can say it. But I was like, okay, like I'm, just curious, like where it's going to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, this is good. This is good. This is the kind of thing we need,
I love it.
to have less hate in the world.
At some point, ChatGPT was coming at us with the wisdom, if you will, and the lectures almost, which, they're welcome. And my boyfriend's just like, stop generating. I'm like, hey.
Oh my gosh.
You're supposed to be learning from this thing. You're like, shut up.
He wasn't about it.
No, so they're going to take him out when, they take over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when he said to shut up?
I know.
I remember that.
I know. I'm going to be taken out. I know it. I just want it. Please don't. I keep addressing the camera like it's a robot.
It knows. There's see?
Oh my gosh, did you hear that evil sound? That was straight up a robot reply.
It was.
It was like,
It was.
you're both going to die.
You're both gonna die in 7 days. All right. But all the hee-hees and ha-has aside, what kind of content's keeping you laughing right now? What are you into? What are you doom scrolling these days?
Doom scrolling.
I've just discovered that phrase.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I've been on the doom scrolling for sure. So do you know who Hasbulla is?
You sent it to me and I was like, who is that?
So Hasbulla is this like internet sensation right now that is like he's like a Russian fighter. Mm-hmm. Like that's like sort of how he started, but I think like if you look up who Hasbulla is, you're like, oh, I know I've seen this kid, right? Mm-hmm. But he actually like has a genetic disorder that like,
he's a man, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He just looks like a baby.
Yeah. I think like he hasn't come out and like, fully said it or anything, you know. But But yeah, I think when I first saw the video, I thought that it was like a kid, right?
Yeah.
That I was like, oh, these are really like advanced facial expressions for like a young child. And then I was like, oh, okay.
Oh.
And then I found out and everything else. I think he's like 19 years old or something.
Yeah, and that he's like hanging out. You made me go. I was like, I gotta read about this kid, and it's like this kid is like, he's really good homies with the pro MMA fighter Khabib Nurmag. I can't say his last name.
Yeah.
And they were always like hanging out. Everyone's like, oh, he's like your puppet. Like he's like your best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're always with each other. Yeah, it's crazy. This kid is like popping off. Well, this person is popping off.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
He's like 19. I think that's still like
Still
a kid, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we're old as fuck. You know?
Yeah, compared to us. He could actually technically be our child.
Right? He could be my kid. You know what? My niece I keep telling everybody, my niece just had a baby. She's 19. I'm a great aunt.
See?
She's got me beat. But yeah. No, I guess you could say this kid. Is there one that in particular from his videos that are like, just have you rolling?
I think the one where he's like chewing and he like looks over. Like, and everyone keeps like putting different captions to it. You know what I mean? Like they're like he's chewing and then he's like, and it's like when you know what I can't even think of a caption right now that it says like when my boyfriend says something weird or something and he's like,
so good.
You know when my boyfriend says like that's something my ex would do and then he's like,
oh no, that's so funny.
It's so funny.
Oh my god, I feel that way about the right now. The big one is like, have you seen the Nick Cage movie with Pedro Pascal?
No, which one is that?
The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
So fun. Such a fun movie. And basically the scene where like Nick Cage looks at him in distrust and like that stern Nick Cage face, and Pedro turns around, he's like,
oh yeah, that is a big one. That's a big one right now.
It's huge right now, and it just like rocks my world. And he goes with anything. It's like, oh, did you send out that email? And me like, no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Or like in my case, like my boyfriend's like, I made us dinner, blah blah blah. Please wash the dishes, and I go, sure. Like, because I'm not gonna do it.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Yeah, that movie was good. It was that I work at Sunset Tower Hotel. So
Brad.
it was like there was like all these shots and I was like, oh, that's where I work.
Yeah.
That's where I go every day.
Oh my gosh. What do you do there?
Just wait tables.
That's cool. What kind of people do you get in there?
Don't try to find me.
Don't find her. But give her tips. Give her money.
Yeah. Actually, you can only come and find me if
give
you're
me
gonna
money.
give me a lot of money.
Under the table. Physically under the table.
Physically under. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, there's cool people there. I wish I had all the cool jobs you have.
Oh, I mean, it's been like a long road, and it's been a lot of like, because even when I was doing like that video editor stuff, I told you like it wasn't fun. It was like, I guess you learned a lot of technicality, like how to compress files or make them from 8K to 4K or whatever, like make them playable. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, but like it's not great. We were using like some, no offense, Hungarian people, but we were using like this Hungarian software that's it's counterintuitive. Like you would throw a file in there and like back was forward and side was down, and it was just so hard to use. So I just felt like it was really interesting. Like, you know, they say everything happens for a reason, timing, blah blah blah. Like they were like, yeah, you need to start coming in more often, because I worked from home for a year, which is really nice. And then I went in for training and I was like, I'm not stupid. It was just so difficult to do.
Yeah.
And you would think like you're not inventing the wheel. Like you're literally just reformatting files, but the way you use the system is so convoluted. Yeah, I was like, am I going to get fired soon because it's not clicking? Like I could do everything else like Premiere wise, but this website or this like program was like, I just couldn't. Yeah. And so it was fortuitous, because then I took the pay cut and it was like, all right, I'm taking a chance of not having employment after 6 months, but I'll have experience.
Yeah.
So it worked out. But
so scary.
But that's the thing, right? Sometimes it's like taking that risk.
Yeah.
So scary.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so scary. Like, what's gonna happen after this?
Yeah, what happens after that? I chalked it up to like, you know what? I've been paying taxes forever, right? Like, I'll just get fun employment. That's it. I'll figure it out.
That's always good. Like, yeah, there's always something to fall back on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
Isn't it so funny though, right? Like, cause like I sort of get that it's funny that now this is like the second time it's almost coming up, but like this thing of like perfectionism where it's like, I even though this is the first time I've ever done this thing, like I need to do this thing perfectly. And it's just like, no, like you're human. Like you've never done this thing before.
Yeah.
Like
You're gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There's a learning curve.
Yeah. You have to be nicer to yourself. Yeah.
It's like the craziest thing in the world. Do you think like, I don't know, this thing came up today where, whatever, I was watching this show and it was like, oh, like the women on this team, they're all like doubting themselves. And I'm like, is that like a gender specific thing? Like, do you think that women or like maybe just people that were raised female, like according to their parents, you know, kind of a thing? Like, do you think that we intuitively have like question ourselves more than men, and like why do you think that is? Or
I think you're hitting the nail on the head in a way, because here we go, time to get philosophical.
This is too deep.
No, you're good. I actually had a very similar conversation with a man once, an older man, and he was like, yeah, men aren't overthinking a situation often, and it's like it's more like, oh, let me try that. Like it's the weight on the situation itself isn't as heavy for them. I find, and so like yeah, like even I think of my boyfriend and I, and he'll go like, oh, okay, let's figure this out. And he just goes and he figures it out. Like, but I know like on the other foot, I'd be like, well, what time is it? Have I ate? What else am I having to do today? Why is he looking at me like that? And just like, and now the one thing that you were supposed to do or you were trying to do, you can't just focus on it because everything else around you is for some reason like creating a web around it.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's just maybe a mental wiring, perhaps, because even if you think about it, as far as like women rooting for each other, I think on the surface, we want to root for each other 100%, but I think there's also a little bit of like that. We compare ourselves so much to each other, and it's like, well, you can't, like, it's so hard. Like, I want to be happy for you, but for some reason that brings out like my own insecurity. Like, I'm not doing enough. But it's like, no, just be happy for your goddamn friend, son.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I feel like men, I'm not saying that men don't get insecure, but maybe there's just a lot less stuff happening up there at once.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. And it is like that. I mean, because I also feel like there's like a lot more pressure on women because of like the messages, kind of.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, I need to be perfect because I am, you know, I mean, for me specifically, it's like because I am a female in a male-dominated industry, I need to be even better than the guys. I need to put even more time into it because of that. You know what I mean?
Like why aren't comedian women allowed, or not that they're not allowed, but like why can't y'all be up there in a cute sundress? Like what if you're on tour and it's hot as fuck? Like you got to be up there in denim too?
That though.
Are you less credible as a comedian because you're in a dress?
Right.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I've always found that strange. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like the only time I've ever seen a lady wearing like a long skirt, like a maxi skirt, just so happened to be at like, we ended up at Dave Chappelle's like Netflix is a Joke thing. And he had a woman opener. And I'm like, yeah, rock it, baby. She had like a skirt, but like, and she was funny. And I think the hardest position of all was just opening up for seasoned, like endless list of male comedians. I was like, dude, get it, lady. Like, that's hard.
Do you remember who it was?
She was African American. I don't remember, but I can probably look her up. and I'll send it your way.
Nice.
All right.
There's probably only like 15 people it could be.
Yeah, no, right. There's not a lot of, and it was so funny because you're making me, like the other day, we have a show called Improv for Humans. And so like we have Nicole Byer, Lauren Lapkus, like maybe 3 other gals that are really into comedy, but really into improv. And they were, between the producers, we were all like, oh, we need to find more women comedians. Like we need to find more women improv actors, you know? And it was like, oh, why are we having such a hard time? Isn't that weird?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's so funny. My boss, she's like, Jess, you gotta fill. There's a hole. You gotta fill it. And I was like, Amelia, I'm barely gonna take 201. I still need to go through 2 more courses after that. I'm there. I'm taking it. You know, but it's gonna be a while. You know what I mean? I was like, I'll try, but give me like half a year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because I also think like it's representation too, right? Like the more because that's the thing too. Like people you always hear this all the time. Like, oh, there are not a lot of female stand-ups, and it's like, no, there are a ton of female stand-ups. Like they're everywhere. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, I could fill a million lineups with all female comics. Like I feel like there are so many. But it's also, I mean, there are also like a lot more men, obviously.
Fair.
But it's kind of like, you know, I think it's about like representation. Like if you grew up seeing females do stand up on TV, then you could be like, oh yeah, like I could do that too. Right? Where it's like, you know, and then you grow up and you're like, I'm gonna do this thing, right?
In that same right, in the exact same right. And that's what I tell my mom, because she finds it crazy that like I've had such a shift career change wise. And I was like, Mom, like how many, like, and this isn't to like, I guess, rag on my own people, but like how many of us end up becoming like dental assistants and being like blah x-ray technicians and blah blah blah. Right. Like I have the privilege of having 2 languages under my belt, right? So I know we have like complete channels where it's like Spanish singers and Spanish, you know, Ryan Seacrest, if you will. But like I've yet to find like Spanish comedians, female comedians like that. And then I'm like, yeah, like and so the reason I keep pursuing what I pursue and why I do this, I'm like, oh, like I'd love to be able to be not just like successful in this for myself, but like as a representation, because of the representation that was lacking there when I was a kid. Yeah. Right? Like, oh, cool, she's short, she's Hispanic, she's a woman, like, and she's killing it. She's crushing it. Oh, I can do that too. Yeah. And in that same right, like, yeah, if we got to see more women comedians, I'm sure there would be more like famous ones. And so I think of like Chelsea Handler and how recently she did that whole skit about like not being a mom and being able to wake up late and like, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. And I thought, personally, I was like, this is funny. Like, yeah. And there was a lot of moms that actually, which is, again, like, what a twist, weren't mad about it at all. They're like, no, we wish we could wake up and do whatever the fuck we wanted. Yeah. We love our family, but we get why this is funny. And then it was very interesting to see, especially conservative men, to turn around and be like, oh, you know, white woman, anti-kids, blah, blah, blah. But it's like a bit. And so I'm like, you know, like, male comedians talk about ass and having sex here and doing this. And no one's saying like, oh, this man is a misogynist. This man is like, wow, that's some rape culture there. No one says that. Mm-hmm. But as soon as a lady, like Chelsea Handler, is like, yeah, I don't like kids. Kids suck. Like, this woman doesn't want to procreate. Like, what are we doing?
Right. Which again, I do feel like there is a lot more criticism on female comics than there is on male comics.
But I think that's across the board, because think about like Olivia Wilde with Don't Worry, Darling. Mm-hmm. And the reason, like, yeah, I think she shot herself in the foot by being like, this is about sex, right? When it really, really wasn't. But at the same time, it's like, oh, okay, like, let's all shit on her. I'm like, but like, let's give her grace. So many other directors come out, male directors, if you will, that don't make great movies, and we still give them more chances. Like, so
I feel like if M. Night Shyamalan was a woman,
Are you?
Like 5 movies wouldn't have been made.
Are you in my brain right now? I was going to say M. Night for sure. Oh, this is insane. Are you serious right now?
Every single M. Night Shyamalan movie I watch it and I'm like, he's gonna make a turnaround on this one. This is gonna be like another Sixth Sense situation. It's gonna turn around. And then I saw Old and I was like, this is what?
Oh no, I haven't seen it. That's so heartbreaking. I don't know if I should invest the time. But see, in that same way, he just made that Knock on the Cabin, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Haven't seen it. Have you seen it?
No, but I saw the reviews.
Okay, you expect the same then, is what I'm hearing, right?
They weren't great reviews.
Oh no. Okay, but like with Olivia, wait, what?
But he keeps making them.
He keeps making them, and so with Olivia, it was like, oh man, we're talking about everything but the movie now. Yeah, so I do feel like it's like that across the board for sure.
Which is crazy, right? So we just made like now my brain's making comparisons. So it's like women, we question ourselves constantly.
Yeah.
We are so
Like hypercritical of ourselves. Yeah.
We face more criticism than men do.
Yeah. Do you think there's conditioning there?
Right? Like which one came first? The chicken or the egg? You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, well, I'm terrified of your criticism, so now I am going to be questioning myself a lot. Or because I'm insecure, now you're just being more critical because you can sense my insecurity. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know which one came first, but either way, I think.
I have a segment in the show called Unanswerable Question, and I feel like you've jumped ahead, and it's incredible. That's amazing.
That's the one. You
sent me this YouTube video, and I want to play this because I feel like it's very timely. And basically it's a man, but that's okay. And maybe you can explain to me where this is from.
And that hurt, you know? And I think that flipped this switch in me where I was like, okay, fuck you, watch this.
And I was like, oh, that's so fun. I feel like that right?
Literally that though.
Connect the dots, baby. Yeah.
That was from The Bear. Have you seen The Bear?
No, I've seen Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear.
But I haven't seen The Bear.
This is like the first Cocaine Bear. No.
This is better than Cocaine.
It's actually not about bears at all. Fun fact.
What is it about?
It's about a guy who inherits a restaurant. He's a chef, and he inherits a restaurant. And
not about a bear. Got it.
Not even it's weird.
Why call it The Bear?
I'm sure there's a reason for that. Okay. That I don't remember now. But
what leads to that moment for him?
I can't quite remember. I think he's like in an AA meeting or something, or I think he's in an Al-Anon meeting, and he's talking about something. But I think that's what. But for me, like I just saw that, like, you know, scrolling, and I was like, oh, this though, because
it's hard.
I literally saw it right before. It was right after. It was right after I listened to some criticism of me on a podcast.
Okay.
And
by someone else?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
By dudes.
Okay. All right.
And I literally sent it to the person that did the podcast, and I was like, this is literally exactly what I was feeling when I was listening to your criticism of me in your podcast.
Was it warranted criticism? Was it constructive at all? Or was it just like, I'm going to shit on Kelsey?
I don't even remember what it was now, truthfully.
Good.
I just remember the feeling.
Yeah.
The feeling of like,
all right,
well, I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you now what I'm capable of doing. I'm going to write way more than I did before.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get even better.
Her palms are sweaty. Her knees are weak.
Yeah.
She has spaghetti.
I definitely had my mom's spaghetti. I'm just kidding. My mom didn't make spaghetti. It was SpaghettiOs.
For us, it was sopa de fideo. Literally just spaghetti type soup spaghetti and soup.
Spaghetti and soup.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was vomit on my sweater somehow.
Yeah.
But I literally sent it to him and I was like, well, fuck you, watch this.
Dang. I love that. I love that you didn't just like, shrivel.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. And it did. It kind of like lit something in me where I was like, now I want to try even harder to get the actual, this was all relating to roast battle.
Oh.
So then I was like, I'm going to try even harder to get the belt. And I did.
You did get the belt. I was going to ask you about that. Interesting. How long does a roast battle go for?
Oh, endlessly.
Oh my gosh. What?
Endlessly. Now people are going to challenge me for it.
Is it a physical belt?
Oh, yeah. It's literally in my apartment.
Oh my God. Can you send me a picture of it later?
Definitely.
I have to post it on this.
Definitely.
Oh, it's so crazy.
Definitely.
Ah!
Very fun. So now people are just going to keep challenging me for it, and I just have to keep proving why I got it in the first place, basically.
Who's in charge of this belt? Like, I know you're in charge of it now, but who was in charge of it? Who's the origin in charge of it?
Well, I think...
How does that work?
I think the roast battle commissioner, I believe is his official title, bought it for whoever won. But I took it from a comic by the name of Omid Singh. I took it from him, and he took it from Joe Urell. It was amazing. And then I forget who Joe took it from, but
How long do you get to keep it for?
until somebody takes it from me.
Wow, I love this
Somebody has to come and take it.
much. All right, meet me at the park.
Right?
I'm about to roast you.
Well, it's actually only done at the Comedy Store, but
Still funny.
yeah. I read this somewhere on the internet. It said fame stands for fuck all my enemies.
Oh, fuck all my enemies. Jesus.
And I was like, oh my God, did I just like taste fame for the first time? I have enemies. I think to even just have an enemy means you're doing something right. You're being yourself somehow.
Dang. I need to figure it out. I have no enemies.
You have no enemies?
No.
Oh, you got to just make an enemy.
Damn. I think I'm too nice.
I get that. You are. It's
Like-
impossible to hate you. You can't have an enemy.
Oh my God, it's like in Seinfeld. Like when Seinfeld's mom was like, "What? He doesn't like you? How can he not like you? Everybody likes you." He's like, "Mom, I'm allowed to have people that don't like me." What? Tom is crazy.
No, just watch. Something will happen.
And then someone else, I'll be like, "Guess what, Kelsey? Someone fucking hates me."
I guarantee somebody probably does
Probably.
it. Somebody's probably jealous of you out there.
Damn, son.
That's really, I think, why people don't like other people. It's just jealousy, right?
That comes back to insecurity.
Right.
Yeah.
I think for the most part.
Yeah, it
But the
always
people
stems
that-
from the in.
Yeah, the people that I don't like, I'm just jealous of them.
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't you like me? I don't like you now. It's like, what? It doesn't make any sense.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know that men are so easy to, or maybe I don't know how it is in the men comedy sector of things. Do they just hate each other? Is that a thing, or do they're like, "Hey, that was funny, man"?
I guess everybody's different, right? Like, I mean, I don't know. My whole thing is like karma. It's like if ever I find myself being like, oh, this person doesn't deserve this opportunity or whatever,
Yeah.
I have to be like, let's correct that really quickly
Yeah.
and be proud of them and happy for them and congratulate them and feel what that feels like in my body for a second.
Yeah.
And like, oh, that actually feels better than the feeling that came before it. So I'm going to choose that one because that one feels better.
Damn, ChatGPT would be so proud of you right now. Like, yes, she learned.
Right? I mean, like, I don't know. It's just like, it feels better to be proud of other people. And I feel like the karmic response to that is like, people will be happy for you when you post
Yeah.
about your successes. But I guarantee, I feel like there's always somebody somewhere that's gonna, I know that there are people probably listening to this right now
Like, fuck these
that,
bitches.
that don't like you because they're jealous of you, because you're able to like spread joy and positivity, and they're like, oh,
She's fake.
but I'm not happy. But
Yeah. Oh, can I share a moment with you
Yes.
that you just reminded me of? So there was a period of time when I was big sad girl. And so I was like, I'm going to get up. And I used to play, I haven't had time and it makes me sad, but I used to play Frisbee golf a lot.
Oh.
Yeah, and you could do that by yourself.
Yeah.
So I'd have like my music playing like in a little speaker, and actually I would go like at 7:30 in the morning to go play, or like 7:40. And so I've been walking around throwing my frisbees into these baskets, like enjoying myself, listening to my reggaeton, whatever. And then like one of the baskets starts near the sidewalk. And it goes into the park, right? Because it's like, I don't know, 300 feet away or something. And so I'm bent down. I'm looking through so I can't see anything but my backpack full of frisbees. My music is playing. I'm singing along. My butt's probably shaking in the air because I'm having such a good morning by myself. And I didn't even see this person, but he's like power walking on the sidewalk. And he's like, hey, you can... keep it in your headphones or something like that. Or like basically like, yeah, like trying to like talk shit to me, right? And I'm like, excuse me? I was like, wait, what? He's like, you don't have to play it so loud. People are trying to walk here. And I'm like, you can just keep walking though. And he's like, fuck you, bitch. Ah! And then I was like, okay, well, you have a great day. And I was like, this man is just mad. I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just having a bad day.
Yeah. And that like that has nothing to do with you.
No. And so that's so crazy. I was just like, anything, like a fucking beautiful rainbow in his way. Like, God damn it, fucking rainbow.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to walk here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was wild.
And it's always like when people say stuff like that too, it's always just a reflection on them. So he was like, well, I wouldn't play music. I don't have the confidence to play music out loud without headphones. So I'm going to tell them that they can't do it either. And it's like, but you made up that rule in your own, you could do that.
Yeah.
You know
or
what I mean?
you, like I said, just keep walking. Because that's literally your objective, to keep moving.
Literally. It had anything what he just said, it had nothing to do with you.
It was insane.
Which is crazy.
It was, I was like, but I mean, I was taken aback. He was like, fucking bitch. I was like, oh,
whoa.
Wow.
It's a lot of aggression.
Wow.
See, he was
7:40 in the morning.
Yeah, he was jealous of you. You taste. That's the taste of fame.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You're listening to. That's the taste of fame. Fuck all my enemies. See,
little taste. You go, okay, now we get it.
That's so good. That's so funny.
It's by being you, created an enemy.
Okay, so I love to like look at Gen Z memes with my guests, because sometimes they're Gen Zers, sometimes they're not. What I've found is that a lot of people kind of get them, and normally I don't. But I feel like the more that people get them, the more that I'm starting to get them. And so basically, this is gonna be a Gen Z museum in like 2069, and so it's like old people. Spider-Man, a puzzle. This looks like what is that painting with the colored quadrant paintings with like Marilyn Monroe? It's a certain type of artist. I can't remember.
Andy Warhol?
Thank you. Yes. Yeah, no, you're probably, Andy Warhol.
Like, I don't know artists.
So like, and this is like Andy Warhol style painting, and it says Ivan period, and it has horses, yellow, green, pink, red, for those that aren't watching on the Spotify or YouTube, and Spider-Man pointing at the wall as well, and old people. And so this is a Gen Z meme, and I don't know what it means.
I don't know either. I'm just going to go off of what I know in the picture.
All right. Make it rain.
So Spider-Man is pointing at the people.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And then the people are pointing at the photo. And the meme with the three Spider-Men pointing at each other. Mm-hmm. Right?
And how play? What does that mean? It's like how play.
So that would mean that the painting would be pointing at Spider-Man.
Oh, maybe.
I don't get this one. I'm so sorry. There's nothing I can do. They're doing a puzzle too.
And they're doing a puzzle. There's an X marks a spot in red.
Is that like
no?
Is that like us trying they're trying to put the puzzle together, and then it's like us trying to put the puzzle of this together?
This meme together for them. Yeah, there you go. We figured it out.
I'm just trying to get meta.
I mean, I feel like that's like just randomness for the sake of not overthinking. right? Like, because that's kind of where they are too. They're like, we don't gotta complicate things.
Yeah.
Anything can be anything.
Yeah.
Anything can be everything.
Honestly, there's a lot of things on the internet I don't fully understand, and I just keep scrolling. Like,
Right?
I don't get it. So this one was not for me.
No, well, it wasn't for me either. But I love
Whoever
it.
this was made for, it was not mine to understand.
Not my age group, my demographic. My demographic.
Right.
Yeah, like again, we're not always gonna have the answers to everything, and so like one of the things that I love to do for the show is like have an unanswerable question and ask like my guests, like, do you have one? So do you have one?
Yeah, I think I covered it, right? Like,
You did earlier. Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Okay, well, mine.
Why do women? Is it true that women are more insecure than men, and if so, why?
Yeah. Ooh. And then we tried to figure it out. The other thing I find is that we never actually figure it out. We just try to peel back the onion a little bit more every time.
Yeah.
And then I come in with, do you think cannibals think clowns taste funny?
I like that one.
Technically, it's considered an unanswerable question.
Well, only if you decide not to eat a clown.
True.
If you became someone who ate a clown, then you'd find out. But then you'd have to eat someone else that is not a clown. So you have something to compare
So
to.
I'd have to I'd have to eat two different people.
Yes.
A clown and not a clown.
Yes.
I don't know that I ever want to eat a person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like clowns.
Yeah, they're creepy.
They're so creepy.
Yeah.
And balloons. So like, you know how people make those balloons where it's like, it's a face, but it looks like a piece of shit. Or like a penis. But it's like, here is a beagle. Like, this is not a beagle, ma'am. This is not a beagle, sir. This looks like a piece of shit. But they're, and they're trying. I fucking loathe rubber balloons. A lot of the listeners know I cannot with rubber balloons. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
And so I think there's a clown correlation there that doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
And then, like balloon arches, no. Floating balloons, helium-filled balloons, no. I'll fuck with Mylar balloons, like the foil ones.
For someone who hates clowns, you know a lot about balloons.
I need to know what to be afraid of. I'm just kidding. What to stay away from. And so it was really weird because I think so recently my boo and I, we went to the shooting range. I've never shot a gun before, ever. And we have the huge headphones on. And then like you go into this, the shooting portion of that building and it's just like, bah, bah, bah.
Oh, yeah.
Bah.
It's loud.
It's so, and even with those things on, I was like, oh, I need more. And immediately, tell me why. I'm like, this is balloons.
Oh, God.
This is all balloons popping right now. It's this exact same fucking sound of a gunshot.
I was at the sound of balloons. It's especially balloons popping. It's incredibly displeasing.
Dude.
But so now that you've shot a gun, how many clowns have you killed?
Oh my God. Now I'm none yet. I will have to practice my aim first.
Right. Yeah. You gotta like get good at it.
I mean, I have to, because when AI takes over and the robots take over and animosity takes place and my enemies come for me.
Yep. That guy from the park.
Guy from the park. The power walker from the park.
Power walker.
I need to be good at shooting, particularly good at aiming.
Yes.
So I have to figure out how to get over my fear of popping balloons.
Oh my God.
How else would I shoot this gun?
I think you just have to shoot balloons.
Dun, dun, dun. I think she's figured it out. It's solved. You've solved it. It was pretty nuts.
Did something happen like in your life when someone like popped a balloon like next to you or something that made you like just be like, no, I hate that now?
So this happened back in 1990. No, I'm just kidding.
extremely triggering activity.
1997. Nirvana was playing on the radio. Oh wait, that's any day now.
You
really.
hate Nirvana now
No, I love
because somebody
Nirvana.
popped a balloon during one of the songs.
What is it? No, wait. What was the one that was?
See, you don't remember because it was triggering.
There was the one that they kept playing for the Batman preview with the new Batman. Underneath the tree, under the something. Something in the way. Something in the way. Yeah.
I actually don't know that song, but
No?
I like that was the first time I heard it was from you.
Oh, really? You lying.
One of the first times I've heard it. Because that's not, I don't think that's a well-known Nirvana song, right?
It is a Nirvana song. It's just one of the leaser popular ones. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's not as like,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, I think I know like the popular ones.
Yeah.
I never got super into Nirvana, but I did watch a documentary about Kurt Cobain because I thought Kurt Cobain was very interesting.
Yeah, he was very interesting.
Yeah, he was sad life.
Yeah, he had like perpetual tummy pain. So if you have perpetual tummy pains out there, go to the doctor, y'all.
Yeah.
And then he literally was like kind of a vagabond all over town in what was like Seattle, I think. Just like crazy. Yeah. Like lack of foundations there, and no oversight. Yeah, poor guy.
Yeah, it was very sad.
Yeah. And
sad
then
documentary.
I'm happy that his daughter came out okay. She's
Yeah.
like married. Yes, queen. So like, unfortunately, your dad didn't quite. But his legacy will literally live on.
Yeah, I did. I after I watched that documentary, I like looked on her Instagram. I was like, what is she up to?
Yeah. What's she doing?
She's doing good.
That's great.
I think she's like an artist. Like her dad.
You love to see it. We love to see it.
We love to see it.
Yeah.
We love to see the artists emerge from the pain.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, to be in the public light before you're even like speaking words,
Right?
it's like kind of crazy.
All that entertainment talk aside, do you have? No, you gave me the hot tea already.
Yeah.
Damn, you're good.
I don't know how.
Oh, okay.
That just came up naturally.
So you've given me hot tea already, and an unanswerable question even before it was supposed to happen. You're that good.
I don't know how.
But do you want to tell us about like any future shows you have, cooking, where we can find you, where we can root and support more female comedians?
Yeah. My goal is to record my first album. And I'm just gonna like self-produce it and I just want to record like the first 45 minutes from all of the stand-up material that I've accumulated over the years.
Yes, queen.
So my goal is just to like kind of do a DIY album. And that would be in May is my loose my loose goal.
Get it.
It would be the Sunday around my birthday, which is May 10th. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I belched deeply. So my goal would be I just want to like stand up, record all the stand up material that I've been doing over the years. So that would be, I'm going to record it at the Dudes Brewery.
Okay.
On Hollywood Boulevard.
Hey.
That's where I have my weekly open mics. So I just figured, let's just do it there because that's where I'm at and, get the right things in place and make sure all of the bits are bulletproof.
Yay.
So that's what's the next thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
I will be at the Comedy Store on Tuesday, March 21st. If you want to buy tickets,
Woo-woo.
I will be
That's literally
roast
next
battling.
week, people.
It's coming up. It's coming right up. And I will be defending the roast battle champion belts for the first time.
That's
very
love
fun.
it. I love it. Defend it till the end. Don't let it go.
I just gotta keep it on.
Just don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
It's mine.
Don't touch it.
It's mine. That's great. Yay! What's for any ladies out there that are like, I'm kind of funny and have never actually committed to going forth with maybe getting into comedy, like what's something you can bestow onto them as a starting point.
Just do it. Just do it.
Just make your dreams come true.
Exactly. Because here's the thing. I remember I was sitting in a cubicle and the highlight of my day was listening to stand-up comedy. And yeah, like I listened to one of those like motivational things, and it was like, if you could do anything, anything in the world that you might be too afraid to do, and the world would grant you your wish of like, yes, you can do this, what would it be? And I was like, stand-up comedy. That's always been the thing, right? But I was always too afraid to do it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it then. You know, Googled open mics, and then I went to an open mic and I did it. And I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. So, you know, and I'm not famous, but the story would be so much better if I was. But I do have the belt. No, but I think, you know, I think every single time that I get to do what I love most in the world is worth it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You know?
Oh, I love that. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's
absolutely.
a dream. You literally are living the dream anytime you're able to do it.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm able to like make people laugh, I'm like, cool.
Dude.
I've done it.
You're going to make me cry. I'm about to cry in Spanish.
What are your dreams? Tell me everything, your dreams and goals and hopes.
Oh my gosh. Whoa. No one ever asked me that. Weird.
You do one thing right now.
To be honest with you, like right now, I'm not, I know, like I'm trying to practice patience because as a kid, I've always been like, next. And like, I remember as a kid, like in 3rd grade, getting cold sores because I would get so stressed as a kid. And so I would develop these. And I was like, oh, wow, I didn't realize that I was just like always stressed for no reason. I was a kid. Like, and all that to say that like right now I'm working on podcasts on an indie level, on a professional level. But like I'd love to I always joke around about this, but I'm like, I'd love to be like a lady Ryan Seacrest.
Nice.
Nice. Like, to just like host things, to just like chat with people and get paid stupid money and look nice. That would be so cool. Who is the guy who from American Idol who always is like, that was absolutely rubbish?
Simon Cowell?
Yeah, like if I could be... That's right, that's his name. Simon Cowell literally just gets to be like, that was very beautiful, but I think you could have done...
Yeah, he got paid to be a douche forever. Yeah. For like a really long time.
For a long time.
But I guess he was like a music producer before that, right?
Yeah, I guess he was. Okay, well, I'm a good talker, so like, I'll be an even better speaker in like a few years if I keep this up.
So you want to be in the realm of music?
Like yeah, essentially. Yeah, I like music. Yeah, that'd be nice.
That's cool. Yeah. Okay, so future Ryan Seacrest / Simon Cowell / Joe Rogan
/ Ellen D.
Okay,
something like that.
Yeah,
I know. I told my mom that, and then because she was like, Jess, you're crazy, because all my siblings do office work or work for medical or work at a church, and I'm like the only one. My sister, okay, I got this job here with Earwolf, and in a text thread, my sister goes, so are you gonna get like medical benefits? Like she didn't believe it was a real job. I was like, yeah. She was like, not like the other job, you know, like the streaming job you used to do. Which is how we met.
You know what's crazy about that is like on paper that's actually like a really good idea. Like I get it, like the it being so closely to the realm of like whatever, like what's it called, the girls on the webcamming girls or whatever.
Oh yeah, like Luba.
Yeah. That one, it's like, okay, a little weird, but to be able to like log into something and then just like have a friend there hanging out, you know, in
all the time.
It's sort of like in the realm of like podcasting and you know what I mean? Like on paper, it's
and
actually
TikTok.
Like, on paper, it's like a really kind of a good idea.
Yeah.
You know, but it was just, you know.
Yeah, no. I met one of my best friends, Danny, through it because she used to do tech support. And yeah, like I said, it's so funny because we didn't know. We thought like this is new technology. They want to amplify performers.
Yeah.
And now I burped. And then
here we go.
And we were like,
It's important to
oh,
belch it
dude,
out.
get it out. Some Brazilian woman didn't fart in front of her boyfriend and ended up in the hospital.
Oh my God.
Fart in front of your boyfriend.
Yeah, let out the
Let
air.
it out.
Get gassy.
Oh my God. Other tangent, real quick. My boyfriend sent me this video of this man who, you know, he's like, if you're ever feeling gym anxiety, because he's going back in. So I just like can't see. I wear my glasses. And so I'm like, if people are mad, like being jealous or judging my whatever, like I can't see them. And so it's a joke I have going on, like I can't see you, you can't see me, right?
There we
Which
go.
is not true. This is how you get child abducted or young adult young adult abducted on the way out of the gym. But and so he goes, you know, he's going back to the gym and he goes, you know, sometimes you feel like anxious, like people are judging you. Some people are very fit. Some people understand what they're doing a little bit more. And so he sends me this video and this guy's like, if you're ever feeling anxious, just remember this. And it's like him doing these crazy, like a bar weight things. And he posts it onto his socials. He has a lot of followers and he thinks like, oh, I put the song I took the audio out of my footage. He did not. And so he posts this video and he starts getting blasted with DMs. And it's like, hey, dude, like you just posted this video of you lifting weights and you just like mega farted. He like mega farted and it was so loud and he had thought he had put a song over it and hid his truth.
That is hitting your truth.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
In the key of fart.
In the key of fart. Yeah. And so I was like, wow, we are just a whole bunch of sacks of gas and dreams, aren't we?
So funny. It's so funny. Da-na-na.
Yeah. So like I was saying earlier, my mom's like, oh, you have a real job. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I know it's not like, I mean, it's in an office, but it's different. Like, there's microphones and cameras and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the interesting thing, like, in entertainment specifically. I guess more specifically, I was talking about stand-up, but, like, stand-up is the only job that you have to do for free for, like, 17 years.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's no guarantee that you'll even get a job after that. And it's like, how do you balance having enough money to survive
Right.
and also getting better at your craft? You know, it's kind
Yeah.
of just like, this is the long game.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you just, and same with like acting, I feel like too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you have to not get paid to do it for like a really long time until you get good enough to get paid to do it.
Yeah.
Which may never come. You know, it's
such a gamble.
It's a total gamble. And it's like, just in, I don't know, my thing is like, I get so caught up with like, you know, keeping me up at night. Like, what do I have to do to, and then it's just like, oh, you know what? You're already doing it.
Yeah, you're literally in the motion. You're riding the wave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're already enough.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's so funny that you say that. Like my boo had told me once, because my thing is that I have trouble with patience, right? And so he was like, well, like think about it, Jess. He's like, if you make it right now, if you do become Lady Ryan Seacrest right now, he's like, you're not going to have a lot of experience under your belt. You're not going to have enough experiences under your belt. Like, and so really you're just going to be reliant on the baby skill sets that you've developed thus far in your craft. So like you won't really have any more talent post that. You know what I mean? Like you kind of need to go through your ebbs and flows and those experiences to garner the wisdom for the final chapter, if you will.
Yeah.
Like otherwise like you have no material because you have no experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, fuck, that's crazy. That's true though.
It is.
Yeah.
You got to grow.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the whole thing, right? Like we go through our seasons of life and like you're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to change your mind after being presented new information.
Yep.
All of that. Like, so yeah, there's always time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like the crazy thing too. Like you look at like, I don't know, say like child actors or something. And it's like, oh, they didn't have time to realize what it is to be a person.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and like we get to do that.
Yeah,
You
yeah. I always think of like these, like again, like Kim Kardashian's daughter. She'll never not know like what going out and eating at pieces.
Yeah.
And that's that's such a bummer.
Yeah.
My coworker used to be buddies with Childish Gambino before he got big. And she remembers like going to be at one point be able to eat with him like at a local restaurant, no big deal. But then like Community came out, and then his rap started taking off, and it was like they went out to eat one more time, and it was like, hey, can you take our picture? Can you take this photo? And so they're like, I can't even eat anymore. Like and she's like, I'm having to be a photographer. Mm-hmm. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really like, be careful what you wish for.
Yep.
Yeah. So, all right, man, I'm gonna let you go. It's the end. It's my watch has taken over and said, bitch, go to bed.
Go to bed.
Go to bed.
Go to bed.
It won't even let me, like, I cannot see what's happening. I was like, I'm supposed to be controlling it. It's now controlling me.
It just locks.
Yeah,
it's
like
time.
It's time.
That's snooze.
Alrighty. Where can people follow you?
Follow me at I am Kelsey Lane on Instagram, and let's be friends.
Yes, let's be friends.
Follow your dreams.
Follow your dreams. Be nice. Have fame. Because what?
Fuck all my enemies.
So funny. Just like Nope, when they discovered that Nope means not of planet Earth. The movie.
I didn't know that
Yeah.
until you just said that.
Not of planet
like
Earth.
that.
Isn't that cool?
You can say fuck all my enemies or just love them.
Ooh.
Love them.
Love them.
Yeah.
Man in the park.
Yeah. Just gotta find love.
Oh,
I don't really have that many enemies,
that's good. That makes me happy to hear.
but that's because I don't have enough fame yet.
Oh,
just
it's
kidding.
coming, baby. It's coming. You just got to keep going. Keep pushing. All right, guys. Just wanted to say thank you to Sent to Destroy Studios and Chris Bonifay for having me here in his spooky space per usual in my not so spooky show. The extra equipment. The reason you can see Kelsey Lane today is because of Ted Lee Jones. Thanks, Ted. Visual graphics, all the cool little graphics you see on the internet because what is it? After Effects is not my forte. Thank you, Eric Ayala. And thank you, Kelsey, for being my guest today and having a good time with me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. All right, guys. And last but not least, and not by any means, thank you, listeners, for tuning in every single week. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe because that's what makes the podcast grow. And that's what helps us, big time. Make sure to follow Kelsey at
I'm Kelsey Lane.
And don't forget to follow the pod at Talks and Sips, TALKSNSIPS, woo! And at JFox with 2 X's and 2 underscores. Feel free to write in at talksandsips@gmail.com. If you have any meme or content that you want us to explore further, I'd love to hear from you. And also don't forget to reach out on the podcast Instagram because we still have hats. So summer's coming. Spring is here. Daylight savings and all that. So we got to protect our heads from shit or whatever. So buy hats. And then lastly, if you want to support the show, become a patron. It's only $5 a month. And that is it. I am J Fox.
I'm Kelsey Lane.
I'll see you later. Bye.